Okay. Got my bomb suit on. Oh god, it's going to take a shit. Can I turn down the music at all? I wish to play third person. How close does near get? That's better.
At the risk of sounding glib, that ain't a good sign.
Correction. The sign seems to be functioning nominally.
Can't say the same for the trooper.
How the fuck do I? Oh, there's a flashlight?
Reclassifying friendly fire as unfriendly. Error. Currently unable to access customer. How may this unit
How the hell though? I don't remember how the. Not that. Not that. grenade. Oh, right, it's to the workbench. Where the fuck are you?
Being this close to DeVries? Anyway. Need something, Commander? Sure. Always happy to...
Initializing socialization. How may this unit assist you, Commander?
Is it me, or has my ankle been... Anyway. Need something, Commander?
Okay. Help. I'll go do that. Fast travel here. That's a big ass spider.
Introducing Auntie's new line of specialty drinks for the discerning consumer. Auntie Fizzer.
Ah, hell. I've stood this post so many times I could do it in my sleep.
Frank, don't let the bosses be scared. Hear you say that. I start getting ideas.
Fuck you, I have that engineer. Tinker. And there we go. I'll take that cloth. Up we go. As much as I want to play third person, it's probably smarter to play first.
No, Jackson, don't! Don't fret. With these boots, I can fly! Jackson! Jackson! Twitch your broken legs if you can hear me, Jackson! Oh, law. I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they gonna put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion
Dumbasses.
to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allow the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens. Not nearly as upset as we are. We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears. That's right. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough. I can't fathom no sensible motive why she'd jump.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our 2 former cohorts. What? It's your duty as a subject to...
No, Liza, remember, you're not Protectorate anymore. So, what have we talked about? A duties only...
Discharged if the disbursement is dutifully deserving. Right. Sorry, I'm just a little flummoxed by being stranded up here.
So, bits, stranger. We'll give you bits if you get us down before we starve. Poor Jackson wasn't raised in the Protectorate with a mind for science, and mistakenly thought the word thrusters meant he could fly. So he jumped the opposite way I told him. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before, but the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound, they can give you a fair bit of extra boost. It should let you turn a quick hop into a surprisingly grand vault. What? But that doesn't make any... Look, are you gonna help us or not?
Thank the Sovereign... thank you, stranger. We are eagerly anticipating a long life utterly absent of starvation.
Uh-huh. You did get my text, right? Uh-huh. But you don't want to move. Just hug her. What the fuck are they doing outside now? I am not reading all that. If somebody wants to read that, they can. Bunch of rounds. Oh no, she's a little cold.
She's like, Dad, isn't my butt beautiful?
No offense to Val, but it's real. Anyway, sure.
I think 6 o'clock should be fine.
What the fuck is going on? You like that?
That's it? It was that easy?
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance. At least I'm glad I'm not alone. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like
You
me,
have
he was
hope.
also former protectorate. But he was not raised in Fairfield, so we'd never met before. Still, he seemed like a friendly, kind... Please do hurry.
I don't like how low those sets are getting. I have Hayuk as a knife. feel like she would have a big knife like that.
Maybe.
I made it to bleed and critical.
Just wiggled her belly and she went numb.
Power up. Bito. No. No. I will get the spray bottle. Shut up, I told you should. Probably never know. She wants to beat you with it? Oh, it's right.
Found in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
Uh-oh. No, it's over there, so she's laying down.
Oh.
Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
What do you mean? You're already getting our urgently improvised extortive rate. Oh, that. Of course that's why you deserve extra. Apologies for forgetting. I was overcome with relief. Here's what I would have paid already, with a little extra on top.
I should chicken wing when she comes over. What?
It was up your butt.
She's trying to steal. Oh! She fucking jumped too.
I got you, you little shit.
Whether it's an orifice or a face, Auntie's choice makes us green for it.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here. Protectors folks present us liberating them.
They know that.
Whoever fixes this rift problem is definitely getting a whole side. I've been gone a while. How'd it go? Tell me you got good news. Why, that's terrible. But you said you have the schematics? I'll take those. What? Sovereign's finest potato corollary peeler? This was supposed to be a guaranteed bestseller. Who in their right mind would... Jackson, you idiot! Ah! It's a good thing he's dead, because if he wasn't, I'd kill him! There's no... God damn! This was supposed to be my easy path to a promotion. Must be something I can do to salvage this. Tell me, did you come across any other advanced protectorate technology while you were there? Anything more... personal thrusters? No one would ever want such preposterous things. I'd be laughed out of recreant reclamation. Imagine, jumping about like a sprog. Ridiculous. Well, here's all I can spare in regards to your compensation. Try not to spend it all in one place. It's supposed to be... In the unlikely event things somehow pan out and I get that big promotion, I'll see you're taken care of. Until then, take care.
You can't spell heinous acidic without choice.
I ain't even close to hitting rock bottom yet. Middling bottom, sure, but not rock bottom.
Saw you coming this time.
Theory.
I suppose it was only a matter of time until we were discovered. Though what an odd thing to die for. Apples.
Is that not why you've come? Because you discovered our recent larceny at the greenhouse?
How coincidental. When we've finished here, your fellows will call your death the same. The greenhouse's stolen bounty offered a healthy alternative to gorging ourselves on that vending machine poison. Alas, I am merely quivering with rage over this insulting interrogation. And that scent you so subtly pointed out is the aroma of noble effort. Foreign to you, I'm sure.
Thought I saw you disappear in here. Oh. Seems I've stumbled into quite the shindig. You lot been hiding out in here all this time? Touch cramped, ain't it?
The more I listen to invaders blathering, the more convinced I become of the need to rid our fair island of your wretched stupidity by any means necessary.
Not very copacetic, are you folks?
If this exchange is not to your liking, I can accommodate you with a bullet instead. Spare me your insults. They mean less than nothing coming from the mouth of a corporate. I would sever my own hands at the... A generous offer. But we prefer to die in the service of the Sovereign. You must think highly of your skills to believe you would come out on top during an engagement. Very well. With so many invaders yet to slay, I would be remiss to relinquish our lives in such an unworthy duel.
That was some slick talking. Can't believe you got them to surrender without firing a shot. I thought for sure we'd have to blast our way out of here. Guess I had this mystery all wrong. Small part of me was hoping... Nah, never mind. I lost a... friend in the invasion. A good friend. Thought maybe all this was her trying to send me a message of some kind. She was. Yeah. Oh, that feels good to say aloud, even if it hurts too. Romantic entanglements ain't exactly encouraged between troopers, especially in the same division. Supposedly compromises our decision-making in the field. But I digress. Thanks for your help, and for listening to my languishments. Glad someone else might remember her now, too. Emmeline will be pleased not to have to worry about
This
her
is
fruits
but a
and such going
momentary
missing anymore.
setback.
Nice. So I want French fries. French fries. Or burger. Oh. French fry. Oh. I cut the bird and it didn't give me anything, and now I feel bad.
Gary? For the love of bits, don't get any closer to it. You void-brained idiot. Put down the bottle and stop doing stupid shit. Get away from there.
Quit your worrying. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Initiating solemn farewell. Goodbye, unnamed trooper. You may or may not be missed by family you may or may not possess.
Hey! Do you think he'll come back? You saw me try to stop him, right? Wait, are your lamps busted? Don't go near it! love of bits, don't get any closer to it. You void-brained idiot, put down the bottle and stop doing stupid shit. Get away from there.
Ah, quit your worrying. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
The weapon works. Test it somewhere else.
Gary!
Damn. No coming back from that.
Hey! Do you think he'll come back?
Hope you need to stop being bad. Stop trying to get out, Hope.
Oh, what's this? Non-protectorate personnel just sauntering up onto my porch, free as they please. Admit I'm accustomed to a higher standard of precaution. State your purpose, outsider, or exit yon way you came. Ah, I see you've discovered some of my misappropriated materials. Careful labeling proves prudent and useful yet again. Here, for your effort. A full set of Science Adventures Quarterly was stolen from me and sold to various unknown parties across the island. Since you've already proven adept at their repossession, I would put it to you to locate the rest. In exchange, I will provide you with rarities and bits. A form of manipulatory ideation disguised as popular entertainment, intended to sway the audience to their point of view, couched within just a crackingly exciting narrative. Specifically, an Earth Directorate periodical featuring beloved fictional characters Commander Zane and Buddy. An effective mental conditioning device. And right thrilling. It was a popular fiction periodical, whether they faced automechanical industrialists or robber magnates from the Plutocrian kleptocracy. Their tales remained invigorating thrill rides. The line represented its remarkable. The brief window surrounding the volume's release saw a marked increase in skip drone requests for Earth Direct. I'll admit Commander Zane and Buddy's exploits make for essence. So no, I am not immune to their. Quite right. I am pleased you are on the case, as it were. Return again when you have enough. May safety, amity, and ease be yours.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have. Thanks.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island's gone untouched by this war.
Sequencing strategies.
I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day of the week.
Ain't as tough as you thought. Hey you! Get over here before you get yourself killed. No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rapt is a dangerous rapt. Mind yourself now. I don't know my life story to someone I ain't even properly acquainted with. What is it you're doing round here? Right. The streamlined architecture and artfully mauled bodies really do it for you, huh? I'm Inez Silung, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, menial troubleshooter. Minister Milver Street of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on this island. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Sorry. Guess I'm just used to folks staring real hard and then steering clear. I'm considered a liability. My graft's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon, too. But I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us grafted soldiers to begin with. To think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. She's bound by contract to work on whatever task Fairfield's illustrious leader set her to, nothing else. But she also ain't quite got the hang of the employment thing. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that slowly could pursue fixing it myself were I out of my contract. But if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment law. No, the contract would just pass down the line of succession. And anyway, I ain't a killer. No matter how much I fantasize about shutting him up when he goes on and on about, or lamenting that his mock apple martini ain't blended quite right. Let me put it this way. If I was already on the bottom rung, this knocks me. Ain't easy moving between companies. And I wasn't always with, get the feeling you will. Go on now. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up if you're keen. Just mind the wraps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky break.
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's Choice.
I'll take care of him, Commander.
Benefits available at your request. Enthusiastically neutralizing unfriendlies.
They changed it to every other week instead of weekly. So, here. Go get my food and come back. Babe. Hey, babe. You too, Faith. Beep beep. Beep beep. Go. Move. Do not get rid of it. Go. Beep. Finch. Try not to throw your shit up the bed. I'm annoyed they didn't count it every other week, man. Just better than nothing. Not like we eat them fast anyway, you know?
Gadget to melt bodies. Yes, those are lizards.
Confronting
Easy on the actuators!
upper-class folk, but not here in the Protectorate. Here, a superior way of life is shared by all.
Sovereign's chosen Arcadian tenderloin. Fit for the Sovereign. Made for his chosen. You!
Intriguing items engagingly described. What's up next? Another beauteous melody granted by the grace of the Sovereign.
Great. First they're on the walls, now the ceilings.
And Initiating combat-related activities.
If you're that new salesperson, don't bother. Whoever was here packed up and left. I just come out here to tick boxes on Milver Street's list. And it's easy bits. Back again to look for this protectorate idiot. Don't know why we bother. Sure as shooting, he's gone.
Uranium detected ahead. Caution is advised. Consider recalibrating the weapon sighting mechanism. Engaging combat protocols.
Huh. A protector's vestige. Guessing the cadre didn't make it then. Time to start poking around. We'll need all their armorial IDs to get in.
Captain, have we truly certified that all in our midst are suited for this mission? It would be most disheartening were any of us to bear reservations.
If you take issue with my presence, speak plainly. My loved one's deeds bear no influence on my own.
Your loved ones, Juan? Once a loved one of mine became a traitor, I would no longer refer to them thusly. Unless you still harbor feelings.
Enough! Your sniping discredits you both. Wardens must see you action. Move out!
Mommy's midnight, mommy.
Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm the one you need to worry about.
Emergency protocol syringes prime.
you. Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. We're here. 3 holes in the head. Come at me.
I'd heard tale of those war-bred monstrosities, but this facility is overrun. We must pull back. Return with no less than a support battery.
Wardens do not retreat, nor take any ignoble action. I shall excuse your cowardice by way of shock. Whether we are destined to succeed or die, we shall do what is required of us. We will not falter. Marchand, make a duplicate of our field recording, in the event we don't survive.
Ready. Please try again later.
Oh. That is it.
detected. Agents are encouraged to exercise caution.
Let me know what
Please seek treatment for it.
Lift should be here soon. Any minute now.
Lift malfunction detected. Please expect delays.
distraction for you.
Commander's vital stats have reached an alarming level. Agent's health needs. Waiting music. Error. Unable to access local region license. Please accept the following harmonic. Do
I'd like to have a word with
enthusiastically
whoever's in charge of
neutralizing
maintenance around here.
unfriendlies.
Right after we deal with these raps.
You are leaking an alarming amount of fluids, Commander.
All that was some kind of
Is I wanna use the lose here. I wanna use lose your lunch, do you?
The gunfire has ceased. Is there any way Ames and Marchand could have...
I'm sorry, LaRue. They died in the service of the Protectorate. Stop. Breathe. Then we shall press on.
You surprise me. We cannot complete this mission and yet live. And should we live to see it through, your wife shall meet her end. Yet, your resolve remains unshaken.
Any less would disgrace the Sovereign. Disgrace us all. Shoulder your rifle. We shall press on and see this mission to its completion.
That noise doesn't sound like... Oh, blast! Hand me my rifle! My rifle!
At least one of my lungs meets the open air. LaRue fell swiftly. Screamed for me to help, but if I had remained to aid her, the mission would be at its end. A mission which is now doomed regardless. I arrived here to find the controls non-functional. Since my weapon delivers magnetically contained electric charges, I inserted it into a conduit hoping it would spring to life, but the Fairfield power controls have deteriorated. I wish I could admit relief that in my heart of hearts I wished my love to live, despite her traitorism. My darling, I am sorry. But were you here, I would use the last of my strength to slay you. Our feelings are not even a candle to the incandescent love of the Sovereign. Our blood, my blood, for the Protectorate. Signing off.
Look at that. Beep, beep. No, the kitty.
Take the pressure off with Anti-Fizzos, bottled under more than 3 atmospheres of pressure.
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded one force rocket for a whole tin of prestige force glow. Straight up.
Someday, when I make it big in lower middle management, I'm gonna come back here and buy this crummy
Minister, I'm telling you I can do more. I've been proving—
What is it? Loose your words. I'm listening. Good work. Sure, it'll aid your path into the Vox. Presuming you keep your nerve. Let me spin you a yarn. One of my elite regiments ceased replying to hails several weeks ago. Hardy bunch. Fought all across the system. Yesterday, the Protectorate launched the regiment commander's upper torso into one of our encampments, which makes 2 1/3 complete corpses of a 6-person unit. Mocking us. Calculating bastards, the Protectorate. Would admire their efficacy if it weren't taking so many of my best and brightest. Once the fighting reignites in full, they'll pay dearly. Seen the crimson side of a battlefield, have you? Do tell. Would never have imagined it. Weapons tend to be some of the more straightforward of humanity's inventions. Good that you're versed in combat. Will serve you well in Arcadia. Like it served me. If you imagine you do, you may not believe it, but
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend. There's more menial jobs where that came.
Do try to understand my perspective. You were so lethargic returning, I had you pre-marked as a casualty. Do you know how many forms I've had to fill out on your behalf?
Now hold on. I went into enemy territory crawling with dangerous creatures for you alone to get some dusty report. And you got the audacity to complain about paperwork? If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a procedure shall simply manifest from the ether?
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed? I should think death a preferable alternative.
That's it. I'd rather be a down-and-outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
What? I have done nothing to deserve such barbaric treatment. This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome with an Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a contract shirker back into our fold.
So you say. But Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, I hope you choke on your mock apple martinis. And you, I got a proposition for you. Come find me when you're done with this clown.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. But I suppose that is no longer my concern. Troopers abandoning their contracts.
All done in there? Was hoping we could chat. Hope that little dust up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to get a few licks in during the jailbreak. Got a proposition. Since I'm newly free-ranged, and you're free-ranged yourself, thinking we ought to team up. You're going places. I want to go too. If you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. Don't matter what you set your mind to, together we'll be unstoppable. And in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's choice. I can be on my own for a time, but I'd rather it not be permanent. Besides, where else can I turn from nothing to something? Look, I know what I signed up for when I joined the Enhanced Soldier Division. Ain't nobody's fault that things went awry, but it would be my fault to mope about it.
Spoken like a true corporate drone. Can't even see the wrong that's been done to you.
I don't see the Earth Directorate hard at work addressing your grievances, yet you still call yourself an agent. Agent? I get it. You're skeptical. If you got more questions, go on and ask them. You'll not find me hiding anything in the fine print. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see what I'm capable of. Just gotta find out how to get there first. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafs for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist. Reckon we should visit her lab at the edge of town to see if she's got ideas for us.
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mind the ship. I didn't mean me, but all right. I see where your head's at. Keep safe out there.
After you. Appreciate you agreeing to help, but the arm's itching something fierce. Ready to do away with it. We ought to head to Doc Tinsley's, quickly if we can. Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander?
Excuse me.
Looking a mite.
I don't care where they post me, as long as it's as far from those horrifying rifts as possible.
Slow down. Schultz went where? Sakes alive. Schultz! Anyone got lamps on Schultz? Anyone? Void be damned. Sallying into the wire like that with nary a wish in her pocket? What was she thinking? Did I not make clear our orders to hold the line here regardless of provocation? Should my instructions have been more robust? Perhaps assisted by pictures?
I'm afraid there's more bad news, Commander. She also took Scrabbles, sir.
Would that he'd done her more good. Seems Calamity has claimed 2 good soldiers today. You there. I don't normally sanction nameless passers-by giving ear to my private discourse. That right. Earth Directorate. Not many would claim. Sounds serious. Were it in my power to offer aid, you'd have it. Alas. Whatever your purpose, I feel a contractual obligation to warn you against setting a heel past this base. If you go any further, you go alone and at your own peril. No Anti's forces are permitted beyond the forward position upon pain of disemployment and possible litigation. Let the record state I could have handily managed routing the Protectorate myself if I was not hogtied by my orders. But I digress. We'll hold here until orders to advance come through. I expect Carr won't be back. Was there anything else you wished to discuss? I'd thank you to affix some ballast to that name. Scrabbles has been integral to this unit's success for years. Schultz obviously knew the risks and hoped he'd protect her through the minefield. Alas, I'll pardon your skepticism given your...
Fuck you, I have a bomb stick. Oh. Meow. Meow.
Give Anti 2 bits and she'll give you some new glitz. Give Anti 5 bits
I can't recall seeing any of these protectorate types ever run a scare on each other.
Told my manager a man is not a slice of nanner, Mr. Overby. Then I said I am more than some commonplace consumable item. Management disagreed. Unpaid leave, they said. Can't go to work. Reportedly still employed,
Hello again. Was there something you... Oh, Inez! You look, well, like you could use an ice bath and a cup of newly formulated trip teas. Has something happened?
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in Auntie's Choice. My way.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But that is not common knowledge in this town. But since Inez appears to trust you, I suppose I can do the same. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our tame, scaly friends here, I was a researcher in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down. Oh, when I think of the lives I could have reached. But in my current role, I do try to help where I can.
Where my own first aid training can't reach, Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for weeks when I first got it. But she nursed me back to health.
Would if I could have done more. Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with. Though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimens. The first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare form of albinism and was last spotted on the western coast by Protectorate scientists, who, unfortunately, went missing. I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If their fate is what I suspect, the code may be of use to you.
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average crabble. Meaner and smarter, too.
The second candidate is a Raptidon matriarch, the only one of her kind on the island as I understand it. She was last spotted in the crags near the Vox Relay.
Deep in Protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us. She'll be more aggressive and more cunning than her smaller kin.
This is hardly worth the effort of a response, dear, but I might remind you that Raptidons are not native to this land. Now listen close. When you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation. I found pheromones to be quite effective. Inez, I'm certain you know a formula that may suffice.
That I do.
Excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. I suggest your armaments be at the ready. Then the grafting part is yours. I can assure you my research is sound, and I am not at all like the last surgeon who performed on Inez. I take pride in my work. Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Law guide you both out there.
Cutshell here, with the only task I'm unwilling to delegate. Logging our progress in the Promotion Acceleration Program.
Who would you delegate it to? We're the only ones left.
For once, you make a point, Cobb. Today's exercise really narrowed the playing field. We were tasked to analyze how Future's Raptidon population adapted to the island. Probably why I still have my hands. And face. A few cohorts disrupted those sneaky rats. Among the eaten, Wall Monitor Lindergaard, probably pronouncing that. Rat Sanitizer Kavil Stad, definitely mispronouncing that.
Pick up the pace, Cutshaw. These raps can be anywhere, and we're both a mite ripe.
I'll finish when I'm good and finished. Oh, okay, I'm finished. Grab your gear and let's hoof it to the final skill-building activity, Cobb. Quit your loafing.
See those burrows? The skeleton's nearby. And if it's as nearby as I think, it don't bode well for those scientists. Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while. And that must be the machinery Doc mentioned. Over here, Commander. Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power to speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the Crabbles out. Let's see here. Generator's back on. Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton come out and play. Watch yourself. How's he still standing? There! He's down! Looking a little weak. Protocols not yet charged. Protocol syringes primed. That phonotron was effective. Now we just need the specimen. Mind the pincers. They can be a little feisty even after death. Nice work. Mind bringing it over here so I can take a gander? Muscular reticulation still intact. Cartilaginous integrity mostly sound. A good clean cut. And the pincer's still sharp. Yeah, this'll do just fine. Shame about all the scientists, though. I was hoping this wouldn't be too steep a price. Reckon that's a you problem, friend. Where there's one Crabble, there are many others lying in wait. It'd have been anticlimactic fighting just the one anyhow. Ha! We'll make a go-getter out of you yet. If you still got some hunting you, that Raptidon matriarch's on the loose. Her den's not far from the Vox Relay up north. Elsewise, we head back to Fairfield and speak. North it is. After you.
sleep. Tinkering time. Point.
Unidentified engaging.
Hi.
Status susceptible to danger.
Ow!
Attacked all teammates.
Fuck you! I don't know what I got, but I got something.
Avoid.
Unfriendly incoming.
Let us
Anybody else?
Protocols ready.
Damn. I found a cigarette later. Toxic waste goes in gun. Nom nom nom. Ooh, pancakes. I wasn't expecting that. Oh. I'm forced to take this. I forgot I fucking... Bad news! Crouching emits a 10 meter radius sound that hostiles can hear and investigate. Years spent crouching have really done a number on your knees. They ache and squeak, but as long as you stay crouching, you can ignore the pain. 50% more crouch speed, but I make noise every time I crouch. Jesus Christ, I can hear it. Crunch, crunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Personal audio log, Sergeant Bornsworth. We've been deployed to deal with a new living weapon fielded by Auntie's forces. The previous squad was unprepared for this threat and was consequently torn asunder. Command's intel could never be so lacking as to allow this to occur. So why? They were lulling Auntie's choice into a false sense of security before launching counteroffensive teams. This will undoubtedly save far more lives than it cost. Another stroke of genius from Command. Praise the matriarch. Sergeant Bornsworth, signing off.
I haven't even put my finger in my eye. Rubbing my sleeve against it. Come on, get out my eye. Blank, 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 blank. How is it down? You said I didn't. I did. Now my other eye explodes. There was a take all button this entire time. Uh-oh. Oh, strawberry jam.
Raptidons are ever malleable. Eden doesn't want them around and they don't belong here. But they sure carved out a place for themselves. I can respect that.
Please.
Keep howling. We're coming for you. Matriarch's here, all right. Let's put our heads together. See these half-eaten remains? They're a sign. Matriarchs lose their appetite when they're on the verge of going into a state of torpor. She'll have retreated into hiding to conserve her energy. But I got one way to get her attention. You know how Doc mentioned pheromones? Well, just so happened that I procured some Raptidon glandular extract in my travels. Should do the trick. A matriarch with 3 full stomachs ain't coming out of hibernation unless she senses a threat to her authority. She hates rivals. Old girl's apparently a very deep sleeper. Any other questions, or are you ready to meet this matriarch? I like that. Makes all the difference when you have good folk watching your back. All right, let's do this.
Entering Agent vitals have fallen below.
Phew. We should harvest a limb from the matriarch while the body's still warm. That's the limb. Bring it here, would ya? Whoa, look at this part. That's twice the muscle mass of a Raptidon hunter. Undamaged nerve endings? Even the coloration's to my liking. Can't ever discount the aesthetics. You're no slouch, you know that? If we had more soldiers with your talent, we would have taken Eden months ago. You earned it. Whenever you're ready, we should head back to Fairfield. Have a word with Doc Tinsley now that I have both the skeleton and matriarch specimens. In honesty, I don't know which one I should ask Doc to patch me up with. Can't go wrong with either, but one could be the better choice. If you've got an opinion, I'm keen to hear it. The material we harvested from the skeleton crabble could allow me to fire off scalding shell shards. They'd pierce through armor easily, I imagine. And the part from the Raptidon matriarch should let me camouflage myself at will, like other Raps can. I'd be able to close the distance and heal you up without the enemy noticing. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm good to head to Doc's lab with the news and this part when you are.
Oh. So you weren't going to sleep.
Purple berry crunch, accept no imitations. The K lets you know it's us.
Ever wonder if our assignment here will never end? Like our employment contracts.
Well, now how am I going to pay off my bar?
Back again? I hope the hunting has gone well. Certainly, if you've procured the right materials. I've been fine-tuning the procedure in the meantime. I do believe it'll be as smooth as Crabble butter.
I'm gonna assume Crabble butter's especially smooth, because I'm ready to feel like myself again. I've decided on the skeleton Crabble graft. It's time for the program to branch out, and I expect this claw will serve me mighty well. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take this spare part off your hands for my own research.
Oh, the skeleton Crabble will be a splendid match for you, Inez. Go on now. Get sorted while I get this machine up and running. Mind the Raptidon drool on the table. No need to be nervous. I promise.
Thank you for the bedside manner, Commander. As you can tell, I've got a nervous temperament and jump at the sight of my own shadow.
Enough distractions, please. I need the utmost focus for my work. This is beautiful work. My best yet. How does the limb feel, Inez? Any numbness? Pain?
Yeah, both. Body's not accustomed to the presence of another limb. Feels like I've got an extra passenger in my nervous system. But it certainly beats feeling like I'm bleeding on the inside. Or fighting the urge to feast on raw human flesh. Like last time.
Well, I'll certainly be having words with that surgeon, leaving you in a state like that. Now, you come back straight away if anything bothers you.
Will do, Doc. I thank you. And you, Commander, without your help, I don't know what I might have done. Whatever you need going forward, I'm there. You got my word. I feel strange. In a good way. Auntie's documentation doesn't describe the side effects of grafting with a Crabble, but so far, not hearing complaints from me. I'd say this officially puts me back in full fighting form. If you ever thought I might slow you down, you can give those fears a kiss goodnight. Good. I can't rightly take a look without contorting myself in front of a mirror, so it's a comfort to have someone with a keen eye taking notice. I got a good feeling about this partnership of ours. Just want to reiterate that I'll make good on my end of the deal. I plan on proving my worth to you and to Auntie, no matter what it takes. Well, then I guess I ought to open the eyes of those who don't quite see it that way yet. I appreciate you hearing me out. We should move on.
Initializing socialization. How may this unit assist you, Commander?
Hello again. Remember not to move too... What can I do for you?
You owe me a sparring session. Get your gloves and warm up.
What? Again? I don't suppose you'd accept a doctor's oath from Val.
Come on. I already promised I won't throw elbows this time. Where's your fighting spirit?
Must have had it knocked clean out of me. In fact, why don't I go look for it now?
Ain't gonna climb the corporate ladder with that attitude. You could just learn to duck, you know. Seems you've been scouted by Fairfield's finest to assist our efforts in the war. You know, since the ceasefire will inevitably fail. If you do, it'll be great for the folk here. And great for my resume, if I'm honest. A few bullet points like that, maybe it'll be enough to win me a spot on a higher rung. And you? If you help, what are you getting out of this? Uh-huh. I've heard that one before. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate. You and Ibarra are the first agents I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for Ibarra, verdict's still out. He insults Auntie's choice a mite too much for my liking. But that's the Earth Directorate's company policy, ain't it? No, I get that. If you wanted to, you would have done so already. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can fine by me. How personal are we talking? Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my graft started festering. Before that, I was an infantry medic. Our platoon was one of the first to touch down in Arcadia. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became apparent, it was decided that parting my commanding officer, and the surgeon who performed the operation, I imagine. I wasn't lucid at the time. When I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put 2 and 2 together. Law, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a colossal liability. I'm a walking lesson in breakage. That's a nice sentiment. Did you pull it directly from a children's serial? Sorry. It's just increasingly clear you've not had many dealings with the corporation or its leaders. This is the way of things in Auntie's Choice. If you can't prove your worth, you're left behind. And that's why I'm here, trying to play catch-up. I miss my platoon. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah, he's tough. He'll be all right. Of course I do. Can't help but wonder if I'm missed in return. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. Right. If this new graft fails, you mean? You didn't see me when I first got out of cert, but suppose if her treatment doesn't stick? Oh, I couldn't even tell you who that doctor was or where they're stationed. Grafting was a procedure in its infancy, see? So corporate like to keep things hush-hush. Can't say I like the thought of it. Could have been cut open in the middle of a cave for all I know. I'd rather not. Fine by me? Well, like I said, we were both in the same unit. Me as a combat medic, him as a machine gunner. Everyone in my unit was from Tau Ceti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front lines, which made us look out for one another that much more. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something greater. We wanted to make a name for ourselves, and what better way to do that than become a hero? Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, it ain't like they forced us to join up. We did that on our own. Can't complain if where we're needed is in a trench staring down the barrels of a minigun. I reckon that's a difference in perspective. We spent a week crouched in the same... I don't know if I would have made it out alive. Better than I'd feared. Only had to bury 2 troopers and amputate 5 limbs. Commander, has your gray matter reverted to that of a prepubescent? No, we ain't, you know. We're friends. but maybe could have been under other circumstances. But I'd say he kept me clear-headed. Every so often, there'd be a lull in the bombardments, and I'd hear voices all across the field. Almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. I heard a call for help and moved on instinct. Damn foolish of me. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he... It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. I appreciate that, Commander. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that.
Got Inez moved into Helen's old quarters. I figure, if anyone's unlikely to be vexed by finding fossilized purpleberry crunch in their mattress, it's an Auntie's Choice trooper. You think Helen would approve of us taking on a product pusher? Yeah, suppose you're right. They'd have matched wits well enough.
Updating ship roster to reflect the addition of Trooper Silong. Reminder: Earth Directorate agents are not allowed to participate in paid promotions funded by corporations. Furthermore, any opinion... This unit is available to answer any query. Which member of the Incognito would you like a set? Grafts are known to cause pain and discomfort due to dry, flaky skin. And while Trooper Silong has declined this unit's offer of therapeutic palpation, she has allowed for a humidifier to be installed in her quarters. For now, Trooper Silong's Agent Ibarra has resumed regular exercise and no longer requires hourly provocation. Agent Ibarra's lack... This unit is...